So once again, Hoop fans, Lori Shepard coming to you.
We're going to talk a lot about fantasy football rankings. I want to give the biggest shout out to high school sports.
Belly cut the defender, gets the ball, and it falls at the buzzer!
And we're live.
And we're live as I'm fixing my Mariners t-shirt. Excuse me. Welcome in. Happy Hump Day. CB and I here in beautiful downtown Barrie on June 26th. Don't know where June went.
I feel like it was just Memorial Day. What happened?
I don't know. Welcome in. Hope you're tuning in live on our Four Quarters Facebook page, Aired Out Facebook page, or join us on YouTube. Subscribe to us. It's free. So a plethora of options you can choose from. CB, how you doing today?
We're going.
I'm struggling with every month flying by, but June, I'm like, somebody said July 4th.
It's next week.
Yeah. They're like, oh, so we don't work on July 4th, but we do on the 5th. And I'm like, yeah. And I wasn't even thinking.
Right.
So then I looked at my desk calendar and I'm like, that's next week.
Yeah. Where, what, where, when?
Ay.
My gosh.
So Wheels is over at Farwell and Barrie, wheeling it around in left center field.
Nice.
That is why we're on time getting on tonight. Not Wheels' fault, but the fact that her and I aren't bantering and poor CB is trying to get us to focus. So she's playing a doubleheader game over at Farwell. It should be good games tonight. CB, you should take in a game. I will probably head over there after all is said and done. So yeah, with 4th of July on a Thursday, do you do anything special on the 4th of July? I almost just choked myself.
No.
Not a big thing, not a big holiday.
No, most of the time I'm trying to just coax Sophie.
That was my next
down.
question.
Yeah.
With all the fireworks.
I'm going to try to order those. They have noise canceling headphones
and put
for
them
dogs
on her.
and try it on her. See if it'll work. I'll have plenty of pictures.
You got to have some good pics for that.
Yep.
I think that because it always starts up July 3rd.
Yep.
Goes through the 4th with the fireworks. A lot of the times it is spent driving Bo around in a car.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how he does this year because his hearing is really going.
Oh, buddy.
It really is going. But with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you for a freaking Rocky, man.
Oh my goodness!
Come on,
you guys are going to be up for some competition with Lori. So this week's pick is Rocky. He's a 3-year-old golden retriever. He's in the New England area. I'm pretty sure he's in Massachusetts. But Team Golden Hugs. He's qualified for the 100-meter fly. He loves the water, folks. Loves it. But is your typical golden. If you want a guard dog or need a guard dog, this is not the dog for you.
Never.
He wants to just meet everyone from the mailman to the dog next door. He's potty trained. He's house trained. He's just ready for some cuddles, man. So please check him out. He is adorable.
As with all dogs, how do they give them up? 3 years old.
Come
I
on.
wanna
Look
know
at
the
that
story.
mush. Me too.
And I told CB, I know I've been saying this for a month now, or ever since CB started this. I'm gonna adopt one of them.
I know.
My only holdback, and it shouldn't be, because I love dogs, and dogs have a way of making every situation work. I worry about Bo.
Of course.
He'll be 13 in August. Got him when he was 7. Didn't have a good life. For those first 7 years, my mom would always tell me, and she was so right. So for the last 5, we have done nothing but dote and spoil him. So
As he deserves.
He wants all the attention, all the time. And I get it.
Yep.
But I'm like, is he going to be brokenhearted?
Right.
You know, I don't know what to do.
And
Freya would be ecstatic.
Right. And he's a people dog.
He's a
right.
people
So
dog
some
through
dogs
and
are
through.
some dogs are dogs. Like they just love playing with other dogs.
Yep.
And some dogs just want to be with their humans. And he's definitely a human dog.
Holiday Daycare, the owner, said to us after, I don't know, a few months of because we felt like Bo should get one day there too, Freya goes. And he said, you really don't need to bring him here anymore.
Oh, buddy.
He didn't want to be with the dogs. He just followed Jeff around all day.
Oh, buddy.
brought him up to the cemetery recently, and I was meeting some friends up there. Bo did not know them.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Tammy's husband, Rod, he took to within 5 seconds. Those two were sitting on the ground together, just enjoying their time together, the two of them, for a half hour, like they'd been friends for life.
He was in heaven.
That's a golden, and that's Bo. But Rocky, man, 3 years old
Oh,
already.
he looks so cute.
Best year still ahead.
Right. It's like the perfect time, especially getting in. Like, they're still really, really playful, but will chill with you.
Right. Exactly. So past the puppy, past the terrible twos. I saw Jody and Shy last night, and Shy was saying that Avery's teeth are very, very sharp.
Oh, yeah.
Puppy.
Puppy teeth.
Might have had an accident, but they'll have the accidents. But I think the latest one, she's going to kill me for telling this on the air, is Avery must have done his business outside in the morning as you're getting ready for work, but then decided to roll in his business.
Oh, buddy.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough, CB. We got to give a shout out to Sam Drake.
Sam Drake.
One of our biggest listeners. Braxton was born on June 20th, last Thursday. Little baby Braxton has joined us. Welcome to this crazy, wonderful world, Braxton. I cannot wait to meet you. Take good care of your mom and dad. Love it.
Look at this baby.
Love it. We're going to talk about headlines and shout-outs now. But I named the program There's Always the First because we had a couple of first. The first one, how many more times can I say that, is the Tennessee Volunteers winning the College World Series in baseball. It's best of 3. Texas A&M won the first game 9-5.
Wow.
9-5. Tennessee came back to win the next 2 games 4-1 and 6-5. I watched the 6-5 game. Really exciting game because they every time you kept saying they have that insurance run, Tennessee would lose that insurance run. 6-4, I think in the 8th. I might have the inning wrong. Literally stolen base, pass ball, 6-5, and I'm like, they're going to lose this. So congrats to the Tennessee Volunteers' first win. Peyton Manning there to support.
Very cool.
Right?
Yeah,
Football guy.
I love Peyton Manning.
Tennessee through and through.
Yeah.
That's all he cares. It's Tennessee through and through. So really exciting. Unlike the college softball for the women, the baseball, World Series college baseball was really exciting. On a down note from that, Schlossnagel, I'll get that right, Coach Jim Schlossnagel is in his 3rd season at Texas A&M. Not even 24 hours after losing the College World Series, he bolts to Texas.
Oh, buddy. Oh, man.
Coach Schlossnagel, that's a tongue twister, too. Only in his 3rd season, guided Texas A&M to the World Series. I think they were around the 3rd or 4th ranked team in the country.
Yeah.
The rumors, it was already out there. The rumors were out there. They questioned him before the World Series ended, and he got very defensive. And then within 24 hours, he's off to Texas.
Yep.
But the worst thing is you go from your biggest rivalry.
Yeah, that's real bad.
That's
real
leave
bad.
Texas A&M, great season, and you go to Texas. Coach, that one's got to hurt a little bit. The other first, the Florida Panthers take home the Stanley Cup. I got to tell you, I may not watch a ton of hockey, but I love playoff hockey. A 7-game series.
Yep.
It put the NBA to shame.
Yep.
I will have to agree with Jackie. It is tough to cheer for a hockey team from Florida.
Yep.
But obviously, little friendly bet with Karen on this one. I had the Panthers.
Yeah.
I was extremely confident. How does a team go up 3-0 and then all of a sudden Game 7's being played? I podcast jinxed Bobrovsky, the goalie, very much so. So, CB, you're going to like this. So, when the Panthers won the first 3 games, 3-0, 4-1, 4-3. So, Bobrovsky gives up 4 goals in 3 games. 4 goals.
Dang.
The scores of the next 3, 4 through 6, that Edmonton obviously won, 8-1, 5-3, and 5-1.
Oh my gosh.
So after giving up 4 goals, he gave up 18 goals, and he didn't give them all up because he was yanked.
Right.
Maybe once or twice. I think it was just once. 18 goals.
Wow. What
after
happened?
you gave up 4.
In 3 games.
But wait, there's a silver lining. He only gave up 1 goal in Game 7.
Okay. That's
How does that happen?
That's
This is
little close to call though.
this is a part of sports because we know that the mental side of sports
yeah.
makes up. I've always said 70%.
Absolutely.
I mean, I should give the physical side a little bit more, I suppose. But you're up 3-0. You pretty much get it handed to you for the next 3 games. The 8-1 game, Game 4, fine.
Yep.
The Celtics did that too with the Mavericks. Fine. Here, you can win this one by 30. 5-3, 5-1. That's 10 goals. Now you're licking your wounds. You're going, your psyche is like, gotta be in the toilet.
You're pulled.
Right. You've already lost a game at home, 2 games at home. I can't even remember. You're going back, licking your wounds. There's no way. The greatest player in hockey right now, Connor McDavid, he's just tearing you up. 1 goal they gave up.
Wow.
1 goal. Conn Smythe, the MVP of the playoffs, goes to Connor McDavid.
Yeah. Karen says, shout out to McDavid for staying on the ice until he saw all the Oilers off the ice. Great leader.
Great leader. Great person. Great hockey player. Somebody at work said, they'll be back. And most people were cheering for Edmonton, I was told, because, well, it's hockey, it's Canada. Every time someone says they'll be back, he's fairly young still. I think of Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Super Bowl, his second year, third year, doesn't matter.
Never went back. Yeah.
Conn Smythe, I don't think he really wanted the Conn Smythe. I really don't. I mean, he did.
Right.
If they won.
Yes.
You want the Conn Smythe
right.
when you're. And is there anything better, though, honest to God, than is there any trophy better than the Stanley Cup, though? No, you're not a hockey fan.
Right. But the actual trophy, it's gorgeous.
And watching them carry that around the ice, you know that sucker is filled with every alcohol on earth for the next 24 hours.
Oh, hell yeah.
How could it not be?
Oh, yeah.
But just hoisting that, I look at the World Series one, that's probably the second best. Football's boring. They got to come up with a better one. But there's nothing better than the Stanley Cup. Really, seriously,
it's iconic.
Nothing better. So there's always a first, and those are big. Those are huge. I want to give I'm not going to give this shout out yet. I'm going to let CB. You got any shout out, CB, or anything you want to chit chat about before we go into headlines?
You can go on to headlines.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to give a big shout to Scotty Scheffler. My first time going to a professional golf tournament. Obviously, the Travelers Championship down in Cromwell. See, I could easily say Hartford, but that's where the Travelers building is. I got to thank Elaine and my sister Gail for taking me. Bucket list checked off. Can't wait to go again. We were treated with a lot of, how do I put it? We were spoiled. Literally spoiled at this thing. Number 1 ranked player in the world, Scotty Scheffler, ends up winning it in a sudden death over Tom Kim. They both shot -22. That's pretty solid for the tournament. 18th hole was the sudden death. Scheffler 4 shots in. Tom Kim 5 shots, excuse me. So Scheffler wins by, you can call it 1 stroke. That's what I'm going to call it. Class act, both of them. I watched Tom Kim quite a bit that day. Solid, because this was on Friday, and obviously the tournament ends on Sunday. My sister was talking about how Scotty Scheffler, number 1 ranked in the world, but just a class act. The biggest quote I saw was, "I am so proud of you, Tom Kim. We love you." That came from Meredith Scheffler, Scotty's wife.
Aw.
So tip of the hat to the Schefflers, but Tom Kim. He had a fabulous tournament. Literally, if you're watching it Saturday and Sunday, there was 6-8 of them that were within striking distance. So much fun. We had valet parking. at
Fancy.
a golf tournament.
The pictures look gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Takes us right to the first tee where Ricky Fowler was, who's one of my favorites. Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler, I've always liked them. I can't figure them out, though. In the last, they've just kind of faded.
Fallen off. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun to watch Ricky Fowler.
Oh, yeah.
So it was great. We walked around, sat in the Travelers, I guess you could call it a tent. I call it a building, where you get pampered. So it
Damn.
was the Travelers. CBS Sports was there. Then we finished at the 9th hole. When you're sitting in the building, I think we're at 15. So you're on the greens at 15, and then you look over, and I'm going to get this wrong. I think it was 16 or 17. They're teeing off, so all you have to do is this. It's really cool. Because if you're going to go to this, you're going to follow a golfer,
Yeah.
or you're going to stay at a hole.
Right.
So we ended up going to 9 and 10 to finish the day because Jason Day, Scotty Scheffler were over there. It was just great to see all these golfers, and golfing fans are just as crazy as any fans out there. Very passionate. It was fun. It was hot. Very hot that day, but we had a good time. And again, thank you so much for taking us, and I can't wait to go back. Lori Wyman was there on Sunday.
Oh, Lori.
So she got
Shout
to
out
watch
to Lori.
the playoff. And she is headed to Newport, Rhode Island, I think, somewhere in Rhode Island for the LPGA this weekend. She messaged me today, asked me if I was going to that. She's big time into golf.
We can't keep up.
No.
Gail says, what fun we had in the heat.
So much fun. And literally, when we were at the last hole we were going to go to, I just was sitting on the ground watching. And you get to a point when it's that hot where you're just kind of mesmerized and you're just watching.
Yeah.
And they're like, we got to get out of the heat. And it's kind of ironic because I think it started raining soon thereafter. And I think on Saturday there was a little bit of rain as well.
Yeah, because that was in the heat wave, right?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
And you know what? Talk about being spoiled. So we leave the golf tournament, go back to my sister's house, which you can see the ocean right from her sunroom.
Nice.
Excuse me. A big shout out to the Minnesota Lynx, who took home their first Commissioner's Cup last night.
Did you watch any of that game?
I got nervous a little bit, but I did.
Yeah.
Good game.
So good.
So good. When I turned it on, Sabrina Ionescu was losing her shit a little bit.
She, 18 points first half was lights out. I'm not going to lie. I put some money that she would get 3 threes.
Yep.
And I was like, this is the safest bet ever.
Yep.
She had 2 really quick. I was like, she's got a whole nother half and had 1 point in
You
the
gotta be
second
kidding
half.
me, CB. Come on.
I was like, Sabrina, what happened?
One more 3.
Oh my gosh. She shot 5 of them. None of them went in.
So Napisha Collier was the MVP of the Commissioner's Cup.
Unstoppable.
You watch Minnesota. Collier obviously is getting all the hype. I would say her and Asia Wilson right now are the leaders for MVP of the league. So they got a lot of basketball to go, though, folks. No one's talking about Minnesota. We've talked about them. But this is the quote of the day. You've got to talk about us now. You've got no choice, says Lynx coach Cheryl Reeve. She's so right. We don't really care what you think, except for right now when we get to say to you, you've got to talk about us now.
Yeah.
We
They're
just
for
beat
real.
a super team.
They're for real.
Yep. You know
Because
how
we
hard
were-
that is to do because you guys love your super teams.
Right.
That's all you want to talk about. But we just beat a super team. So let's talk about it.
Right, because we were just thinking, Gail says it was 18? I don't know. I guess from when you were sitting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we were talking they're looking good, but who are they playing, right?
Right.
Right. They haven't really been tested a lot. And then that game, man, the Liberty could not stop stop their threes.
Yep.
Swish and swish.
Right.
All the threes could not stop them. And then they played really good defense in the second half.
That's the key. They
played
play good defense.
Liberty had a
Ionescu
lot
goes
of
off for
turnovers.
18.
Yep.
Shut her down.
Yep.
And that's a tough team to defend, the Liberty.
And I think Collier was guarding. Was Collier guarding? No. I can't remember who was guarding her. But it was...
It would make sense, though, because you got some length guarding
Yeah.
Ionescu now to close out big on her.
Yep.
It's a good team, and we can talk about Collier till we're blue in the face. There's other players. McBride,
yeah.
there's other players on that team.
Oh, yeah.
And there's 2 guards, Williams, Heidemann, playing for the Connecticut Sun, I thought, just last season. So I'm like, they both went to the Lynx. Those are tough guards.
Yep.
They're not going to light it up every night, but they're quality guards. They play defense, hard-nosed defense. They take care of the ball.
Yeah.
They're going to give you that half a dozen assists you need a night. So it's just, it reminds me a lot of the Celtics, meaning, yeah, you got a Tatum, you got a Jaylen Brown, but there's other players.
Yep.
You may not call them great players, but you can't have a whole bunch of great players on a team.
Yeah.
That's where those super teams come in. But anyway, you got to have role players.
Yeah.
And this team is just loaded with them. And she's right.
Yeah,
Coach Reeve is right. You
she-
got to talk about them
Yeah.
now.
And then I think she was saying, like, they have the best team. It's not the best bench, but the
Right.
best team.
And they play well together.
They really do.
Because there's this thing, you have to play a little bit unselfish ball if you're playing
Yep.
a team sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're not talking tennis here. So a big shout out to them. I mean, good for them. Couldn't be prouder of them. And yeah, we do. We talk super teams. And I can't always put the Vegas Aces in as a super team because those were drafted players.
Yeah.
Candace Parker being brought in, I get it.
Yep.
I get it 100%.
But she's not there anymore.
But I also know Seattle was trying to put their super team together as well. And I got to say, New York leads the way as far as putting a super team together.
Yeah.
And yes, she's right. Coach Reeve's right. Y'all want to talk about your super teams? Well, look at us. And don't count them out. I will say that for sure. So that was some big time shout outs. I got a couple, though, that I really got to give. Chloe Pecor, CVU senior, Vermont girls soccer Gatorade Player of the Year for the second time at CVU. Career 83 goals, 21 assists.
Solid.
Know her dad, Justin, well, just across the street from us, his business is. And way to go, Chloe. Way to go. 83 goals.
That's insane.
Come
and
on
21
now.
assists.
Averill Parker, pitcher for Spalding High School, is headed to the Twin State Baseball Classic this Saturday in New Hampshire. And Dan Kinnery, the Spalding coach, will be there as well. Our very own Tara Simpson, Spalding softball, will also be going to the softball side as one of the coaches. So big shout out to some local coaches and players. And then again, good job, Chloe, and what a great career at CVU. Last but certainly not least, Ellie St. Pierre, our favorite Richford girl. Just kidding, Kayla. You know you're right up there, too. I'm sorry, but my mom has to be my favorite Richford girl. But from Richford, Vermont, we have talked about Ellie St. Pierre. I've talked about her from a basketball standpoint because she was a heck of a basketball player at Richford as well. This is her second trip to the Olympics. In 2021, she was 10th in the 1,500 meter final. She just, I think it was Oregon, they had the time trials. Is that what you call it?
That just
to
happened.
get into the Olympics. Yeah,
They just call it the Olympic trials.
the Olympic trials.
Yep.
So if you want to call it a championship in the 5,000 meter, she broke a 25-year record.
Yep.
With 14-minute 40.34 seconds.
It was a
So
beast
talk
of
about
a finish.
qualifying. You just shattered a 25-year record.
And it was a beast of a finish. The second place runner, Parker Valby, had a nice little push at the end, but Ellie St. Pierre held her off and just leaned in for that win.
Unbelievable.
I think it was like 0.2 seconds or something. It was something insane.
And Jackie, again, at work, Jackie Giankaitis, she said to me, we were talking about her, and I turned to Jackie and I said, "Do you even know where Richford is?" And Jackie looked back at me because we all know how sweet Jackie is. She goes, yes, I do. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take my 7.5 out of my mouth now. She will be trying to qualify for the 1,500 meter tomorrow in Heat 1 on a Thursday. Another side note, but it's about Ellie. May 24th was a personal best in the 1,500 meter. 3 minutes and 56 seconds. So that was
insane.
a personal best
It's
for
insane.
her. And it's the second fastest ever by an American woman.
That's insane. that is insane. Like, I hate running. I will tell everyone that I hate running.
Me too.
And oh my gosh, that's insane. I think I was looking up her stats. She had like a 4:16 mile or something like that.
Crazy.
That is insane.
I wished I had her autograph a basketball for me.
That
would
have been
seen
solid.
trying to stop her on a basketball court. It's just she was so fast. She was so fast. It was layup after layup, and
Probably
she
had
never
all.
got tired.
I was just about to say that. I was like, she probably had all the endurance.
Oh my God! I was like, what is the deal with this guard? And I will tell you this, another thing. I know I brag about Richford. Spent quite a few summers in Richford, Vermont. My mom grew up there. My grandfather had a farm in Richford. One of the most beautiful, and I've probably already said this, one of the most beautiful high school basketball gyms you're ever going to see in this state of Vermont. Maybe I could even compare it to it in New Hampshire. Gorgeous gymnasium up in Richford, Vermont. So, Ellie, go get them. We are watching. And with that being said, CB, is there anything Olympic-wise you want to chat about?
Yeah, so we got a couple of ones. Also in running, it's a bit ironic. A thing Mew, she fell she was in the middle of the pack and she fell and then didn't qualify. She didn't make it. So she appealed the decision to see if she can get in.
Right.
But the winner who did get in, the exact opposite thing happened 4 years ago or 3 years ago because it was 2021, where the runner who fell, a thing Mew actually got in because the other runner fell. So
Seriously?
it was a nice little switch.
Twist of fate.
Yeah.
Per se.
So that was insane. But the swimming. So two things. Swimming. The swimming team is set. So we got the big names: Caleb Dressel, Bobby Fink. And then on the women's side, Katie Ledecky and Lily King. Listen to this.
I will not miss any event she's in.
Oh no. She's going to be swimming the 400 meter free, the 800 meter free, the 1500 meter free, the 4x200 meter free. She qualified for the 200 meter free, but is not doing that at Paris. But she, I was watching some of her trials. She beat the other competition by 20 seconds. She is just a beast.
She's a beast.
So I'm so excited.
We've got to figure out how many medals she already has.
7 gold. I believe 7 or 8 gold.
What's Michael Phelps? 20.
He's got
something.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out.
She's 27
before
though.
the Olympics. What's that?
She's 27. So years old. So
I just wonder. We're trying to remember how many he won in all the Olympics, because whatever it was, and I thoroughly loved watching him swim as well. I said never in my lifetime will I see anyone win that many medals.
He has 23.
I was going to say 24.
And then she has 7.
All right, so that would be hard to get. She'd have to do another Olympic. All right, I digress.
Well, who knows? She might kill it.
Yeah,
this one.
It's true.
But so along with the swimming, there's this big scandal. I don't know if you've heard about it. Has to do with
do tell.
So Chinese doping, basically. So back in the 2021 Olympics, because we had the COVID year, so it was 2021. Apparently, very soon prior to the Olympics, 20-something Chinese swimmers tested positive for performing enhancing drugs.
And that was in 2021.
That was in 2021.
Okay.
None of the other swimmers and none of the other countries were notified that they had positive test results.
Okay.
So they did some investigation, and apparently, listen to this excuse, right? We always hear the baseball excuse, the 22-year-old who's, trying to, whatever. Anyways, their excuse was something in the kitchen had that performance-enhancing drug, and then it got spread to the whole team. But it wasn't intentional. It was just happened to be in the kitchen. Happened to be in the kitchen.
And it got into the brownie mix?
And something happened. And so the Olympic, I forgot the organization, they're like, oh yeah, there's nothing, suspicious about this. They didn't do it on purpose. But now for this coming Olympics, they're concerned because they weren't even notified, the other swimmers weren't even notified that there were positive results. And then a bunch of swimmers from those 23, whatever,
countries,
have been qualifying for this Olympics. So Michael Phelps just went in front of Congress, I think, and was trying to tell them like they're losing trust in the organization
Right,
who's supposed to
sure.
be drug testing.
Sure.
Right. And that these swimmers are going in, and it's not going to be a fair fight.
Exactly.
So we'll
Exactly.
see what happens, but it's been getting a lot of press coverage between. Yeah.
Got to read up on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Something got into the cake and the brownie mix.
How stupid. Come on. Come on.
Maybe it was the scrambled eggs for that morning. I don't know. There's always something,
Yeah.
CB.
Yeah.
And there's always a twist of some story, and you go,
What?
what?
I forgot which pitcher it was. I think it was a pitch. I can't remember who it was.
Do you
It
want
was
to
like
talk
last year.
Maybe it was Edwin Diaz.
Oh yeah, he's also an idiot. But last year, like someone was like, "Oh, I had like a skin infection, and I put on this cream, and then that's must have been in the cream." Like, come on, guys.
There's this word called accountability.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a
Come
lost
on.
little word in this day. It's not a little word, but
And
it is.
The player who was just suspended, I can't remember names, 22 years old. What are you doing performance enhancing
Right.
drugs at 22 years? You are at the height of your physical
100%.
ability. What are you doing?
Right. It's like when they talk about bats being corked over the years. Wasn't it Sammy Sosa's that literally just splintered apart? And you even hear about it in a slow pitch softball league. I'm like, take your God-given talent,
Yep.
pick a bat up,
Yep.
and go hit the ball. Mm-hmm. Do you know when I was deep into women's league, and yes, I'm going to show my age, but we probably had 2 bats, maybe 3 max. Go to a game. Sometimes, CB, you're going to see 15 bats, and they're not cheap.
Yeah.
And I get it. You got to keep up with the Joneses. No, I don't get it. I don't get it. You're relying on your God-given talent to hit a softball.
Right.
Sorry, I'm really going to digress if I start talking about that. My bad. Soccer team,
They
good to go?
Yeah, so they released
Happy
the
with
roster. It's interesting. It's an interesting roster so happy that Alyssa Nair is healthy and is going to this
Yep.
thing. Really happy with the defense. Naomi Girma, Jenna Neiswanger, Emily Sonnet made it. Casey Kruger really like. Tiana Davison really like. So happy with the defense.
Okay, I'm looking at the defense right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The midfielders, interesting. Happy for Sam. She's new. But then you have Lindsay Horan and Rose Lavelle. Katarina Macario, really, really talented midfielder. So super excited for her. Super young. She's got a little bit of experience, but she's still pretty young.
Okay.
And then the forwards, though. The forwards. The biggest news is that... Do you know what the biggest news is?
No.
Alex Morgan is not on the roster.
Oh, I should have noticed that as I'm reading the forwards right here.
So the forwards, but
But you're happy with Dunn,
I am so happy with the
Shaw,
forwards,
Smith,
though.
Swanson.
Dunn, Rodman, Shaw, Sophia Smith is unstoppable. Trinity Rodman is just ridiculously fast. Mallory Swanson is amazing on the ball. Crystal Dunn can play she can play all 3 lines.
Nice.
So when
Nice.
they're making this roster, it's 18. So it's the goalie, 2 goalies plus
Yep.
16 field. So really, that's why I think Emily Sonnet is on the roster. She's not the strongest, but she can play several lines, right? She can
Gotcha.
play several positions.
Okay.
She can play outside back. She can play center back. She can play defensive midfield. So that really, I think, Crystal Dunn is just so talented. But none of the old
Right.
Alex Morgan, Becky Sauerbrunn,
So is
who
it
I'm a
shock?
huge fan.
I mean,
you know what? Alex Morgan has not been playing well.
okay.
She hasn't been in form. She hasn't been scoring great, right?
Right.
In league. But I think this just goes to show that this is the era of Emma Hayes.
Right.
She doesn't care about names. She just wants to win.
Who's the top goalkeeper? Is it Murphy or Nair?
Oh, Nair. Alyssa Nair.
Okay, that's what I thought.
She's the brick wall.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I have to ask you because you're the soccer guru.
The last 2 tournaments that they've had and that they've gone to penalty kicks since the last World Cup. She's
Okay.
had like 3 saves in each of them, and then she's also scored a penalty. So I'm super happy she's healthy. If she wasn't, there's no chance.
So is it gold or bust? I mean, is this a gold
No,
medal team?
I don't know. I don't think
I
so.
mean, I'm going to ask you. You're the soccer.
No, I don't think so. I think
No? Who's
Emma
the-
Hayes is too new. So I
Okay.
think they're just
Okay.
they don't
Then
have
there's
enough.
that.
Yeah, so they don't have enough time, I think, to really test out her vision for the team, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then just
that's
getting
huge.
getting chemistry. And then the Olympics is brutal because it's 17 days, right?
Right.
The turnaround is like 2-3 days
Yep.
when they're running for 90 minutes, right?
Right.
So it's brutal. So I just don't, I mean, if they get into, the quarters or the semis, I'll be happy. I'm really not expecting much from them. And they have a tough group, right?
Who do you have as the odds-on favorite,
Uh,
or is it 2 or
I don't
3?
know.
Or
I mean, Spain, who won the World Cup,
yeah.
look really good. I don't know. It could be anyone's
And
game.
just for the record, let me just put it out there right now. We love the Olympics. We can't wait to talk Olympics, but I will not be watching a soccer game with CB.
Yeah, valid. I think I traumatized you and
You did a little
Karen on the way
bit.
to the Dragon Boat. Which Dragon Boat's coming up?
Dragon Boat is coming up. I mean, before you know it, we're gonna be at the end of July, so you're absolutely right. So, but you're excited about the team. Good
Yep.
roster.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Solid
I got
roster.
to ask CB. I got
Yeah.
a picture of the roster. I know the names, but I need you to spell it out for me for sure. Anything else Olympics you want to talk about? We good?
Oh, the gymnastics trials are this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Men are the Friday, Saturday. Women are Saturday. Watch the
Watch.
gymnastic trials.
Gymnastics.
It's
going to
be
that down.
so fun, guys. But that's it.
I would like to say we have a favorite sport, but we don't. It's the Olympics.
Any of
It
them?
just- yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Want to talk baseball? Want to talk
Oh,
baseball?
yeah. Let's talk baseball.
So I got some midterm grades, and obviously our show's not long enough to talk about every team. Do you want to talk about Edwin Diaz, or are we just going to just?
Stupid.
Is there anything we need to say?
So he got basically banned 10 games for having sticky stuff.
Sticky stuff.
Sticky stuff. So
And he didn't fight it.
Nope, they didn't want him because they'd rather get it over with than have
Yeah.
it than appeal it and then have it be later in the season. Which is brutal. We were talking because he's a closer, right? So
Yep.
missing 10 games for him, while the Mets are playing the way they
And
are,
well,
I'm not.
the Mets are playing the way they are.
I'm not saying anymore. Just as
Yeah, neither am I.
as the Mets are playing the way they are,
Give him a ding ding. I should.
it's brutal. Like a starting pitcher will just miss one, maybe 2 starts.
Is this a 3-game series with the Yankees or
2
4?
game. 2 game.
2.
Yep.
Oh. Interesting.
And then it'll be 2 games in Yankee Stadium.
CB is a little down on her Yankees right now. I'm
Listen.
not down on the Mets. I don't think it's a playoff team.
Yeah.
But since June 5th or June 2nd, they have
Don't
the best
podcast.
record
Don't
in
pod.
June.
You just podcast jinx
I
them.
know, but
But listen. I was saying this before. Two things.
I'm not sold on them.
Yeah, 2 things. Breaking news: sky is blue, grass is green. Stanton has a hamstring injury, and he's out for 4 weeks. It's a grade 1 hamstring strain.
Grade 1.
And he's out for 4 weeks.
Suck
with
it
how
up, Buttercup.
Listen,
Come on.
with how slow this man runs. How do you? I saw him rounding too, and I saw it in real time. I'm like, son of a bitch! He just pulled a hamstring. I saw it and I knew it right away. But the
CB.
Yankees have been overperforming. They've been overperforming.
But they are that good. Well, okay, can I ask you a question? So Cole,
Yeah.
what was the injury he was coming back from again?
Forearm inflammation.
Okay, so he had some good
Elbow.
rehab starts.
Yep.
He's gotten beat up a little bit in his first 2 outings. He'll be okay. We're not worried, right?
He'll be okay. I just think
I
there
know
was
it
no
takes time.
I just think there was no rush to rush him
and
back.
it's Major League. It's not AAA that he's pitching.
Yeah, so
against now.
I think they could have just given him 1 or 2 more starts. I would have liked that better. Because the Yankees were doing okay.
Yeah,
there was
sure,
no
sure.
rush.
Sure.
So I'd rather him come back and feel solid.
Yeah.
Than what's happened over the last 2 games.
The Mets haven't even gotten Senga back yet.
No.
And I'm not hearing anything. I mean, I guess that's a positive.
Yeah.
I should be happy.
Yeah.
You know what they're going to do at the trade deadline? They're just going to trade half their team anyway.
Oh, Yankees need to get rid of Torres. They need to get rid of DJ. These people
Ooh,
are
yeah.
they're still starting. They're still starting. DJ's hitting like 120.
Is there? I'll give you Sterling Marte. Oh wait, he's on the DL,
DL.
IL, whatever you want
whatever.
to call it.
Like
every year, he's like
oh
Stanton.
my gosh. Yeah.
Marte.
Yeah.
always on
always injured.
always on
yes.
the IL. I'm like, oh my God, here we go again.
Yep.
And he actually wasn't playing bad, but it's just a matter of time.
Right, and Stanton
Like with Stan.
Stan was playing great. He was
Yeah.
playing great for him.
Marte was playing good. Stanton was
And then
playing
boom.
great.
And then boom.
So midterm grades.
Yeah, let's go through it.
Where I'm only going to talk about A's and F's.
Love it.
Okay. So acing it through the first midterm round, studied hard. The Orioles with 49 wins.
They've been on a little 4-game losing streak.
Orioles, Royals, Nationals, all got A
Nationals.
minuses.
Royals have been playing great.
The Nationals at 38 and 41, almost at 500. The Mets literally just might have leapfrogged them, but the Nationals have been right there behind the Braves. That's a young team, young players, prospects. Corbin's been pitching good for them. Stoked for them. And I know they're in the same division as the Mets, but it's good to see the Nationals there. Royals as well.
Yes.
A minus to the Orioles, the Royals, and the Nationals.
Which let's talk about it. These are teams that have been bad for a really long time. So now, they had the great draft picks, and now those draft picks are coming to fruition. So it's really cool to see kind of the cycle.
And the Orioles, my God, they still got 3 or 4 guys, first-round draft picks that are in AAA right now. But with the Royals, that being said, on a tear. Bobby Witt is a superstar in this league. June has not been good to them.
No.
So I think that's what gave them the A minus instead of a solid A. Getting solid A's for the first half of the season, the Milwaukee Brewers with 47 wins.
Yes.
Council
Shocking.
leaves town and
Shocking.
Yep, and the New York Yankees, solid A's.
Wow.
2 A pluses. You already know one of them, don't you? The team I picked to win it all. The Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, yes. Yep. Oh, my
and
gosh.
the Cleveland Guardians.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Nice.
So
the,
we got
the Guardians, didn't they go on that tear for a little bit?
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
And the Yankees and Phillies are sitting at 52 wins. Guardians are right there with 51.
No, but the
and nobody's
Phillies,
talking about
the
them.
Phillies,
I'm not talking about them.
The Phillies are just... Bryce Harper is hitting like 500 over like the last like month or something like that.
Not a Harper
with
fan.
Insane slugging percent. Like
Yeah.
you and I both don't like him, but
Not a fan, but you know what?
holy
MVP
shit.
just engraved on
Like
his forehead
holy
right
shit.
now.
Yeah.
And that's without Trey Turner. I think he's back now. But they have just been solid.
Yes.
When a team plays like that from the get-go, yes, again, we're only through the halfway point of the season. But you just look at that team and there's not a lot of holes.
Yep.
There really isn't.
Yep. It's kind of like the Celtics. You
Yes.
just like
Yes.
who's stopping them?
Did I say the Dodgers? They're not even in the A category. I think they got a B. Mets got a B minus. The ones that are failing,
Love it.
flunking their midterm. And this is quite fascinating. I'll get this team out of the way. Sorry, no disrespect, but the Chicago White Sox didn't have a lot of expectations.
No.
Maybe people do, but there's only 2 more that got an F. The Toronto Blue Jays, who
They're-
I put in as a wild card.
What happened? What happened?
Right? I had them confidently in as a wild card.
They were a playoff team last year, right?
Yep.
What
Yes.
happened?
Yes, in that 1-game playoff.
Yeah. What happened?
And now, who is it on the team that said, yeah, I'll go play for the Yankees? Is it Vlad Guerrero Jr.?
Did he?
Somebody said, I'll go play for the Yankees.
Vlad Guerrero Jr. hates the Yankees.
That was it, because he has always said that. And he's like, I'll go play for the Yankees.
He hates them.
As of in the last 24
also,
hours.
I hate him because he tears the Yankees apart.
So I don't get it. Whoever the manager is, I don't know off the top of my head of the Blue Jays, but you're not going to have a job for long. And a last team that's failing their midterm is the Texas Rangers.
Yep.
I did see Mad Max pitch the other night. Pitched well. Jacob deGrom might be the smartest thing the Mets did by not re-signing him, because they re-sign everybody.
Yeah.
Or they leave and they flourish somewhere else. I'm going to say deGrom and Noah Syndergaard are just going to ride off into the sunset.
Yep.
Very sad that the Rangers... Is it that World Series hangover? Sometimes teams have it.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'm in awe of the Chiefs, because they just... Not a fan of the Chiefs in football, but they never have that hangover. The hottest teams... You are going to hate this.
Yep.
The Houston Astros.
I know. They've been so good lately.
And the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah. It was just, you know what? The Houston
Seriously.
Astros, it was just a matter of time.
100%.
It was just a matter of time.
Yep.
Like, I wasn't surprised that they got their shit together.
Right.
The Red Sox, I'm a little bit more surprised that they're playing so well. Because
That means,
they
is
had
Alex
little-
Cora that good of a manager?
I don't know.
I've always
This is his
said he
contract
is.
year, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, I was it on Nesson? Something like, if they don't make the playoffs or show up, he's out. And I'm like, oh, that might be, but they're playing well.
Yeah.
They are playing really well. Toronto just beat them last night, but I think at that point, Toronto was on a 7-game losing streak. I don't get Toronto.
Yeah.
I don't get Toronto at all.
They demolished the Yankees. They took
And
2
don't
out of
give
3.
up on the Yankees. I'm not saying a word. I don't want to give them a podcast jinx. The Dodgers, they just... my disappointing teams are the Dodgers and the Cubs. High expectations for the Cubs. I really do.
Yeah.
So,
You know
again...
what? For the Yankees, I think their pitching was overperforming, and they've come down to earth, right? Heel was unstoppable,
Right.
which he's got amazing stuff, but he's still young.
Yep. He's
And
young, exactly. He's young.
Rodon, we all know how Rodon pitched last year, right? So, not surprised he's been getting clobbered.
Yeah.
Cortez, as much as I love Nasty Nestor, he's
Up and down.
Yeah, hasn't been
You don't know what you're
lights
gonna
out.
get.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then the bullpen, because they've been having to pitch a lot. There's really only a couple guys in the bullpen, and shocking, Clay Holmes is actually one of the only reliable ones, and I hate Clay Holmes. So I'm not surprised.
Do you want Severino back? You do, because he's pitching great for the Mets.
Yeah, he's pitching for me. Oh my
Don't
gosh,
ask me what that
Severino.
means. For how
Anyways.
long, I don't know how long he'll be pitching.
I mean, oh my gosh.
All right, so we have to do this for the last quarter.
Okay,
The NBA draft is tonight.
it's all you.
You thought I was all done with the NBA because that was such a yawning finals. It really was.
Yep.
But again, tip of the hat to the Celtics. I was even going to buy a Celtics t-shirt, and I still might and wear it on the set. It'll bother Jody, but I'm sorry, but start to finish, best team in the NBA. So it's draft night. CB, I get into draft night, not as much as the NFL.
I had no idea it was happening.
I know. So I'm going to force CB to talk to me for this last quarter.
Love it.
Because I know how much she loves the draft. The NBA, excuse me. I always watch the draft because I love college basketball. So we're going to focus on the college players. This is their night.
Yeah.
I think all of a sudden, okay, so the NBA draft is just 2 rounds. I get it with the NFL. It's 7 rounds.
Yeah.
3 days, get it. They keep saying night one. So I guess tonight is just round 1 and they're now stretching it to 2 nights. That I don't know.
Yep.
But they keep saying night 1 of the NBA draft. And I'm like, never have they had 2 nights. Never have they had to have 2 nights. It's 2 rounds. It goes really fast. So it's just stretching it out for money.
Exactly. I was going to say that.
Sponsorships.
But also, right, we have Bronny James.
So that is literally all everybody's talking about.
Yep.
So
They're cashing in on all the advertising because Bronny James. Everyone wants to see if Bronny James gets drafted.
exactly, and he's like the 54th ranked prospect.
He's not good.
There's
Not that he
30
doesn't have
picks
potential.
in the first round.
Yeah.
If he goes in the first round,
Yep.
there's a little payoff under the table here.
Oh yeah. And LeBron is not going back to the Lakers.
He'll go back to the Lakers.
Well, he's saying he's not.
Right.
He's saying
Does
he
this
may
every
not.
year, though, doesn't he
Yeah.
do this every year?
Yeah.
Or is he just going to go wherever his son lands?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just leverage. It's just leverage.
Does he get drafted, Bronny, in round 1? Does he get drafted in round 2? CB, do you even care?
I think it's just stupid. He wasn't even a starter. He wasn't even a starter. He had like 5 points a game. Like,
And here's the other thing.
he's not LeBron's height, right? He's
Right.
short. He's for the NBA. He's short.
Right.
So I just don't.
And he had the heart issue.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue to say this. I mean,
Yeah.
love sports.
Yeah.
Sports, crazy my whole life. But when it comes to your health, that's when you got to be
Yep.
smart.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do, came back when, obviously, all the doctors said he was ready. Limited minutes, built up his minutes. Just go back to school and
Yes.
just polish your game.
Exactly.
Make sure everything's going well with the health.
Right.
And then go. I don't know what the underlining factor is. Is it because LeBron is a free agent and can follow him and can be a dad. I mean, I guess that's a cool thing.
Does LeBron just want to retire?
Yeah,
like one more year before retirement?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But it's, and this is not a knock on the kid, because he's just not there yet, and he will be. But go to the G League. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can't make the draft about somebody who's ranked in the 50, 55 area as a prospect.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
No. What is he, like 19?
Yep. And this is one of the weakest drafts I've actually watched in years as well. Do you know who the number 1 and 2 pick are going to be?
No idea.
I don't even know if I can say their name. Zachary Risachet. I think I got it. Risachet. He's from France.
I was going to say, is he from France?
Number 2, Alexar. He's from France.
Yo, France
Two
just
France.
France
Two
is
Frenchmen.
just pushing out these
Love it.
these players.
Love it.
That's awesome.
There better be a lot of France flags on the set tonight. Risachet is a 6'9", 215-pound small forward who was supposed to go 2 or 3, but they think because of the Hawks' need, he might leapfrog Alex Sarr. Sarr should be the number 1 pick in my eyes. 7 foot, 224 center. The Washington Wizards are sitting there at 2, and they will literally jump on him. So the Frenchmen, they're going to go 1 and 2. I will be shocked. CB, you're going to like this one, though. Remember DJ Burns from North Carolina State?
Yeah.
That's who I want to know.
Yeah.
Does he get drafted?
Yeah.
So remember, Final Four for NC State and Burns.
Yeah.
They were 17 and 14
Yep.
going in. Had to win the ACC tournament to get in.
Yeah.
One of the greatest runs we've ever seen.
Just the happiest dude.
Yeah, could compare it to Jim Valvano's NC State Wolfpack. He has been busting his butt for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Lost 30 pounds.
Wow.
That really was the only knock we all had on him.
Yeah.
He struggles to get up and down the floor.
Yeah, endurance,
Does he get drafted? I hope so.
Me too.
I really, truly hope so.
He has some good feet on him.
All the reports were saying he lost 45 pounds, and he went, he's like, I can't lose 45 pounds in 6 weeks, and I'd be sick. There'd be something wrong with me.
Yeah.
But busting his butt, I hope he gets drafted. I would be stoked to see somebody take a chance on him. I'm going to tell you who I will learn about the 2 Frenchmen tonight and their game, because I don't know their game.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend I do. I'm not going to say, I read about 10 different articles. I want to learn about them. I want to watch them in the NBA. I'm stoked for them. The prospects that I'm looking at, Reed Shepherd, the freshman from Kentucky, everybody is saying, the experts, that he's going to go number 3 overall. And there was talk of him not even coming out of college. Definitely the best shooter in the draft. He can defend too.
Nice.
He really can defend, and he's not a bad passer. But he is the best 3-point shooter. Looking at the Rockets at number 3 there. Number 4 is where the San Antonio Spurs sit. They have the 4th pick and the 8th pick. Let's not forget, Wembanyama was the number 1 pick last year, Rookie of the Year. So you got the big guy to build your franchise around. All the experts, and I agree with this one, is Castle, the point guard out of UConn, would be solid.
Nice.
Stephon Castle would be solid. A 6'6", 210 point guard.
I know. I remember watching him.
Who can play off guard as well.
Yep.
You need that Batman and Robin. He can be the Robin to Wembanyama's Batman. I would love to see that pick.
That would be amazing.
Don't know where they're going with the 8th pick, but I would love to see that pick. The one I am most interested in, there's 3 of them. Dalton Connect from Tennessee. Guy can shoot lights out. He was playing for Northern Colorado before this past season.
Damn.
Transferred to Tennessee, where he was, I think, the SEC Player of the Year, 6'6", 213 shooting guard. Dude can shoot lights out.
Solid.
He'll be in the lottery. Lottery goes down to 1 through 14. Zach Edey from Purdue.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want a 7'4" guy, 300-pounder? Do we think his game translates to the NBA?
He's so uncoordinated.
And CP says no.
And like he was just, how many 3-second violations would he have
Right.
had? Like he was
Right.
just sitting in there forever. Like nothing was called on him.
So, like in the NFL, there's all these rumors.
But also like speed, right? Does he have the speed?
Right. Is he the best big man? No, Sar is. But then the second best big man I'm going to talk about in a second. The rumor now is that Edie's going to go in will be a lottery pick, top 14. The mock draft I looked at and loved, because he's from Toronto, was him going 19 to the Toronto Raptors. That might not be a bad fit either.
Yep.
He'll be a good rim protector.
Yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
clean up the offensive boards.
Yeah. I mean, he can just grab the ball.
He'll give you some minutes, and he could turn out to be a great
Yeah.
NBA player.
Yep.
He really could. Can't wait to see where he goes. Donovan Clingan is my favorite.
Yes, me too.
By far. He is 100% my favorite. He is literally there's always that one player where you're like, he could fall to 7 or 8. He could go number 3, right where Houston is. And I don't think Houston will take them due to their roster needs. But there's a lot of teams that are looking to trade up for Clingan.
Okay.
And I think he is the second best big man in this draft. He can play both ends. He's a passer.
Yep.
He's going to be a
He's a
rim
great
protector.
passer. Yeah.
Yep. He's got a much better shot
Yep.
than Edie has. I really like him a lot. I watched a special on him last night on ESPN, which just made me love the guy even more.
Yep.
His mom passed away in 2018 or 2019, battled breast cancer for about 8 years. And she was a hell of a player. Went to UMaine, where she led UMaine to, I think, 3 NCAA tournaments.
Damn.
Showings. So Donovan played basketball since he was this high. Has dedicated his entire life to his mom.
Oh.
When he lost his mom, and they were interviewing the father quite a bit, they were like, did you see him? Literally, was there a different passion? Was there a different fire lit under him? And his father said, absolutely. You could not get him out of the gym. Went to prep schools. Wanted to be obviously from the Yukon area. So when Coach Hurley came in to watch him, can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was at one of his prep games, a high school game. I don't know what setting, but Hurley wasn't there very long. And he just left. And Donovan's like, there goes my
That's
one
not
chance.
happening. Yeah.
And now Donovan has won back-to-back titles for the University of Connecticut.
That's amazing.
So that just shows you how brilliant Coach Hurley is. He knew right away.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, yep.
I know he wants to go to UConn, and I've already seen what I have to see from this young man. Work ethic is off the chart. If he doesn't make it in the NBA, I would be shocked. If I was a gambler like UCB, I would put all in on Donovan just having a solid NBA career. And I can't wait to see where he is drafted.
It's awesome.
And how great is it that we're talking about Castle and Clingan, 2 UConn boys?
Yeah.
I don't wonder why they had back-to-back titles. I think, again, a big shout-out to Coach Hurley for staying at UConn. CB, maybe you'll watch a little bit of it.
I might
You're
have
not
to
going to
now.
watch it to see where Bronny is drafted.
No, but I might have to watch it to see where Clingan ends up.
Clingan and Castle. It'll be
Castleton.
early.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lottery pick. It'll be early. I'm supposed to go to softball after this, but and the draft starts at 8, which means 8:30. So we're going to round out the show. I'm not going to mark this down that we're not going to talk about football for the first time, which means my sister just signed off big time. I'm just going to quickly, because NBA free agency starts as well on the 30th. The biggest move was already made by your New York Knicks. I'm going to call them your New York Knicks, okay? Mikal Bridges. They got him last night, made a trade to bring Bridges in town, which is a great fit for the Knicks.
Solid.
Dude can shoot.
Nice.
Dude can play defense.
Nice.
Dude should fit right in. He's, I'm going to get this wrong. Villanova. Graduated from Villanova. Well, maybe he didn't. I don't know with these NBA players half the time. But
that
Jalen
from?
Brunson, oh, God, I can see all their names. it's literally a reunion of Villanova basketball.
Oh, yes, I think I
with
saw
Bridges
that.
going there.
Yep.
They gave up 5 first-round draft picks to get him,
Holy
starting
crap.
in 2025, and that's every other year.
Damn.
5.
Damn.
5. That being said, the Knicks have the 24th
Yeah.
and the 25th pick tonight in
Yeah.
the draft.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe they package that. They have made the first big move, and it's such a good move for them that every ESPN, CBS Sports is saying they have now evened the playing field with the Celtics in the East.
Damn.
And I believe it.
Yeah.
So kudos to them. Free agency is going to start. We don't know what is going to happen with Klay Thompson and the Warriors.
Yep.
I heard he was leaving town. Now they want him to stay, which I get it.
Yeah.
He's Steph Curry and him.
Yeah.
Paul George, where does Paul George go? We don't know. Where does Bronny get drafted? Does anybody care? And JJ Redick, we know, is now officially the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. I will say though, wherever Bronny ends up, if he gets drafted, wherever he ends up, and if LeBron goes with him,
Yep.
that basketball card can be worth a lot of money.
Right?
A lot of money.
Right? Last thing, though, Brandon Ingram could also be moved in the offseason. I do feel the Atlanta Hawks are at a crossroads. They're trading either Murray or Trae Young. I can see Trae Young in a Lakers uniform with LeBron James and company and Anthony Davis. I say good luck to JJ Redick, but you know what? I never felt all these hires that the Lakers have had since Phil Jackson. I'm like, never warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Not a Laker fan, but I'm always like, I actually like the JJ Redick. He's a little pit bull. He's tough. And I look at him like Steve Kerr. You know, they both had similar basketball careers, and they just know the game so well. Not superstars, but good players. I think that's all I got right now. I thought I had something else, but I guess I really didn't. We will talk a lot of football next time. Everybody, you should watch the draft tonight. You should at least watch it for at least a half hour. Bronny James will not go in the first round.
At the very least, I will keep up with it through the interwebs.
If he goes in the first round, then I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's so stupid.
I won't get it.
It's
I won't
just-
understand it at all.
I hate it.
But enjoy it. I think we'll be back next Wednesday. I know it's July 3rd, and everybody's going to be out and about, so I don't know if anyone's going to listen to us, CB. But, you know, we're going to have a lot to talk about around the NFL training camps. We're going to get back to Whiteboard Wednesday. We're going to have a thing called, and I do this for CB, Hold 'em or Fold 'em. And that's right up CB's alley.
We gotta play a poker game.
And it'll be based on NFL camps and what's going on in the NFL. So have a great weekend. Enjoy sports, all sports, because it never stops, okay? We'll see you guys next Wednesday.